Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, iRacing fans from around the world, welcome to Monday Night Mania. Monday Night Mania, proudly brought to you by GW Graphics. Big shout out there to GW Graphics. Gary Whitmer Jr. going to spend some time out here with us tonight, as well as Dad Whitmer. Pretty cool to have father and son out here on this track. So big shout out there to GW Graphics. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go on a little bit of a shorter track tonight than what we're accustomed to. Going to be down here in New Hampshire. 1 mile track, 125 laps in the Xfinity Class Series. You got to remember, these races, they're for points. We're combining up Monday and Tuesday for a total point champion. Next week we're heading off to Watkins Glen. The week thereafter we're closing it up at Homestead. Edward Bray out there in the lead on the points. Edward Bray leading, Lee Staples strong second. Gary Whitmer, I do believe, Gary Whitmer Jr. off into third position. But I tell you what, New Hampshire, it's going to split the boys from the girls. I tell you what, it's going to be a great racing night out here tonight. And we're going to take a look at these qualifying times as they are coming in. Out there on that first place position, we've got David Washington, no surprise there. Wesley Whitfield sitting in second position. David pulling down a 28.851. Wesley with a 29.024. Matt Quick, pretty quick tonight, 29.089. Judd Danielson in fourth with a 29.302. Rounding out the top five, we've got Dan LaFoe with a 29.330. Lee Staples in sixth. Edward Bray sitting in seventh position. Raymond Rittenauer back into eighth. Donald Stewart in ninth, and Rusty Farrell rounding out our top 10. Falling into 11th position, we've got our host, Gary Whitmer Jr. He'll be side by side with Dave Acacia. Paul Pellizier in 13th position. Jason Russo, our Tuesday night host. Falling into 14th, Ivan Garcia. 15th position, Gary Whitmer Sr. Near the rear in 16th. Joel Guy in 17th, and Chris Hogue back into 18th position. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have got 18 drivers sitting out here tonight on a 1 mile track, Xfinity class. Hopefully we're going to be seeing some caution-free racing going on out here tonight. Hopefully some green flag pit stops. Pit stops are always nice and fun to have. But I tell you what, that's going to depend a lot on tires. It's going to depend a lot on these drivers. Again, this is not a super speedway. This is a 1 mile tracker. 30-second lap times, 29-second lap times, 28 high if you're fast is what these drivers are pulling down. Pace car is off. David Washington, side by side with the number 85. David is off and running. Now, David Washington, no stranger to some of these shorter tracks. In fact, a big fan of them. Matt Quick moving up the inside alongside the 85 of Judd Danielson. Matt Quick with a little bit of check onto the number 11 of Dan LaFoe. Number 64, Lee Staples, grazing the wall just a hair. Might not have even been contact right there, but it looked like it might have been. Edward Bray coming underneath Lee Staples. Side by side, Lee Staples and Edward Bray. Edward Bray back. Donald Stewart, Raymond Rittenauer in the number 87 and 78. Racing it off for 7th position, and falls to number 78. Here comes the number 25 of Rusty Farrell. Number 5, Gary Whitmer Jr. back into 10th position. 31 and 20 side by side. 31, Paul Pellizier. Number 20, Dave Acacia. Dave Acacia, Paul Pellizier, both drivers running forward, kicking asphalt. A little bit of contact from the 31 onto the number 20. No harm, no foul. Both drivers running. And here comes another kick, an asphalt driver, the number 14, of Jason Russo. 91, Joel Guy on the inside of the number 14. 14 coming up onto the outside onto the number 20. Going back a couple of spots, we've got Gary Whitmer in the number 52, along with the number 6 of Chris Hogue, and Ivan Garcia handling the rear of the field in the number 72. Looking good out there in his striped self. Lap 3 of 125. Now, folks, these laps tonight, they're going to go by very, very quickly. As I said, drivers are sitting back running just about 29 second lap there for Matt Quick. Judd Danielson with a 29.172. Dave Washington with a 28.866. So Dave Washington, obviously the man to beat tonight. Lap 4 of 125, leading 4 laps and currently turning the fastest lap times. Last lap for the 29.020. Lap times beginning to fall off. And you know, that's where a tire is going to come into so much play out here tonight. Drivers are going to have to protect their tires. They're going to have to flat out take it easy on those tires. Going to burn them up, running down the leader, or hope the leader burns it up, trying to outrun you. Green flag pit stop is going to be very difficult out here tonight on this 1 mile speedway. That's what's going to separate the boys from the girls, I'll tell you what. Matt Quick in 3rd position. Dan LaFoe with the last lap of a 30.380, sitting in 4th position. We don't see a lot from Dan LaFoe, but when he does show up, always a very talented driver. Driving the number 11 tonight. Started out 5th, currently in 4th position. Labor Bray back into 5th position, number 66. Running along with his teammate, the number 64 of Lee Staples. Both these drivers out here tonight representing KMA Racing and Black Talon Racing. Big shout out there to Chris Hogue, latest addition to Black Talon Racing. Chris Hogue near the rear of the field in the number 6 position, 16, taking it easy, waiting for his time to work his way up through this field. Chris Hogue onto the rear end of the number 52 of Gary Whitmer Sr. Big shout out there to Becky Whitmer, always rooting her men on. Gary Whitmer Jr. and Gary Whitmer Sr. Joel Guy trying to work his way around the number 14 of Jason Russo. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, our Tuesday night truck series will be returning to New Hampshire. Trucks run a little bit different than these Xfinities. A little bit lighter vehicle, a little bit tighter on the cornering. Looks like Joel Guy had a little bit of damage up on that front right corner. Quarter panel roof a little bit buckled up. Number 14, Jason, coming up onto the number 20 of Dave Acacia here on lap 10 of 125. We are caution free in our Monday Night Mania series, brought to you by GW Graphics. Camaro versus a Toyota tonight with Jason Russo and his teammate Dave Acacia, both drivers running for Kickin' Asphalt. Paul Pellizer, captain of Kickin' Asphalt, leading Jason the way through it. Jason and Dave. Well, that's pretty cool. It's like a wise old dog leading the pups through the forest. Big shout out there too, Kickin' Asphalt, number 31, number 20, number 14, representing out here tonight. Ooh, Paul just about getting into that wall a little bit. No damage, no scrapes. Side by side, Dave and Paul. Dave Casey in the number 20, Paul on the upside of the number 31. Dave with a run down on the inside lane. Paul in the 31 coming back on the outside. And there is that run that Dave keeps getting, but Paul keeps fighting back. Jason Russo just sitting back watching all this activity between his two teammates. Gary Whitmer Jr. in the N29. Natalie Decker Toyota looking very sharp out there. Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer Jr., owner of GW Graphics, Monday Night Mania sponsor. Gary started out 11th, currently is in 10th place with a last lap of 29.968. Fast lap of 29.569. Number 25 of Rusty Farrell, sitting into 9th position, started 10th. Basically, Rusty and Gary doing a flip-flop, 9-10, 10-9. Gary trying to get a run onto the number 25 tracker. Number 25 coming up on Donald Stewart. Donald Stewart having his hands full with the number 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. Donald Stewart started out 9th, currently is in 8th position with a big run on the number 87. Side by side, 87, 78. 78 makes a pass. Here comes the number 25. Raymond Rittenauer in the number 87. Loses a bit of time right there, falling back. And here comes the number 20 and the number 5. Lap 17 of 125, 108 to go. No late lead changes out here tonight. We've got Dave Washington way up there in front with a 5-second lead off of Judd Danielson. 5-second lead. Take a look at that up in the sky, and I tell you what, the other Xfinity class vehicles, they're not even in sight, ladies and gentlemen. 5.7. Dave moving on down that line tonight. Judd Danielson sitting at 5.7 back in second position. Big shout out there to Judd, holding second place very, very solidly. Matt Quick, 1 second off of Judd, 7 seconds off of David Washington. This is your second and third place positions. Dan LaFoe, Edward Bray, Lee Staples battling for 4th, 5th, and 6th. 1166 on the number 64. Black Talon Racing making a showing tonight. Dan LaFoe up. Dan LaFoe down. Very wide track New Hampshire is actually. We fit 5 of these Xfinity classes side by side, door to door. Plenty of room here out to race. Dan LaFoe holding 4th position, very solid at 10 seconds back. Dave Washington just strengthening that lead. Edward Bray getting a run onto the number 11. Edward Bray with the pass on the number 11. Side by side, 66. 11 on top. Close contact. No contact, though. Edward Bray letting out of that. Taking the time to get the track around, get sorted up. We saw Sparks was the number 11, sparked up that wall, giving Edward Bray the move he needed. He is around, and we've got contact with Dan LaFoe, Edward Bray. Dan backing off. Here comes Lee Staples. It could have been ugly, folks, but I tell you what, that is some clean, hard racing. I tell you what. Good run there by Edward Bray and Lee Staples. taking their time, finding their way around the number 11 of Dan LaFoe. Donald Stewart sitting back into 7th position. Representing Stewart House Construction tonight. Donald Stewart working on keeping the number 25 of Rusty Farrell at bay. Donald and Rusty battling off for 7th and 8th position. Donald moving up 2 spots, then his starting position of 9th, currently in 7th. Trying to get up to the number 11 of Dan LaFoe. Dan LaFoe losing a couple of spots to Edwin Bray and Lee Staples. Raymond Rittenauer having his hands full with the number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. Raymond Rittenauer turning a last lap of a 30.2. Fast lap of a 29.5. Jason Russo, Gary Whitmer side by side. Lap 26 of 125. At this rate, I am anticipating some green flag pit stops coming up very soon. Green flag pit stops always very exciting. Number 20, David Casey, battling hard with Gary Whitmer Jr. Dave Casey with a run. Gary on the outside. Gary up top. Green flag racing here tonight at New Hampshire in our Monday Night Mania series, brought to you by GW Graphics. Paul Pellissier in the number 31 and David Casey in the number 20. Right along in 12th and 13th position. Joel Guy struggling out here tonight. A little bit of damage onto the number 91. Looks like Joel may have spun that Camaro around a few times. Side damage, front damage. But he's still out here. What a trooper Joel Guy is. Definitely going to affect his lap times. I'm not sure there's part of that car that is not under damage. Doing a pretty good job though, staying out here, keeping it going. Onto the rear end of the number 52 of Gary Whitmer. Gary Whitmer one lap down. Joel Guy with a run onto the number 52. I'll tell you what, may have a little bit of ugly damage there on the number 91, but he's still able to move. Good job, Joel Guy. Tell you what, he'll drive it off those wheels. He'll drive it till he's got 3 wheels left, and then he'll get out and try to push it a little bit. Chris Hogan, the number 6, sporting his brand new Black Talon paint job tonight. New logo, KMA Racing, brought to you by Diamond Racing Graphics. Chris Hogue with a last lap of 30.382. Representing Black Talon Racing. Paul still having his hands full with Raymond Rittenauer. As we move back up through our field, 12th and 13th position for the number 87 and the number 31. Join us tomorrow night for the trucks at New Hampshire. Talking to Jason Russo, our Tuesday night sponsor. I was down there talking to him during practice earlier on. In New Hampshire, one of his favorite tracks, he was talking about how he wasn't real comfortable with the set. Wasn't real comfortable with the way the car was handling. Seems to be making some good adjustments with it, though, up to 8th place position. Should be coming up onto some green flag pit stops very soon. Lap 34. I do believe the window sits at about 40. Gary and Dave battling for 10th position. Dan LaFoe trying to chase down the number 14 of Jason Russo. Dan LaFoe with a little bit of rear end damage. Not seemingly affecting the vehicle too much tonight. Dan LaFoe running laps of 30.615. Coming around Ivan Garcia. Ivan Garcia noticeably slower out here tonight with a lap time of 31.818. No damage, just taking her easy out here tonight. Wanting to stay out of trouble. One lap down though for Ivan Garcia. Gary Whitmer 1 lap down. Chris Hogue 1 lap down as well. Take a look at some of the driving styles out here, folks. Let's just take a look at Ivan since we're right here. Keeping an eye on when to enter, when to exit, where that apex is. Number 5, Gary Whitmer Jr. coming by. Ivan's still out here doing a good job, but unfortunately, one of our slower drivers out here tonight at New Hampshire, but staying completely out of trouble. We're bouncing up to the fastest guy on the track. We've got David Washington. Let's take a look at his driving style. Not getting down onto that yellow too much to the latter part. Way past that apex. David Washington driving the Ford EcoBoost number 98. So I tell you what, if you're trying to learn at New Hampshire, this might be one of the guys to talk to. 15-second lead off of second place position, belonging to Judd Danielson. And Judd Danielson having a good little battle there with Matthew Quick. Matthew Quick representing the Squatty Potty number 1 and number 2. Judd and Matt battling for second place position. Here, the driver's getting back onto that accelerator. Not really using a lot of brake out here. More so letting the momentum break you down. But you gotta learn where to enter those corners, when to exit those corners. No drivers have yet spun out. Well, possibly Joel Guy. Something's gotten into Joel Guy a few laps back. But he may be the only driver that has taken a spin tonight. Caution free out here. We've got a green flag pit stop going in for Matthew Quick. Matthew Quick going in on lap 42 of 125. First driver to pit in, Matthew Quick. Tires and fuel, taking 4 tires, full tank of fuel. Nice pit stop for Matthew Quick, heading back out. Might be a bit of a strategy there for Matthew Quick. Not seeing any other drivers heading into pit row as of yet. So Matt Quick definitely taking an early pit stop there. Might be a little bit of a strategy here, lap 44 of 125. We'll have to see how that plays out for Matt Quick later on in the race. Gary Whitmer having some fun up here with number 14 and then number 20. Dave Casey, Gary Whitmer side by side. Gary in the M29 Natalie Decker Toyota. Gary having a little bit of fun there with Dave. Gary Whitmer trying to get underneath the corner of the number 20. Number 20 giving no slack. Joel Guy making his way into pit row on lap 46 of 125. I would expect Joel Guy to go on and get the backup vehicle out of the hauler. As he does indeed get that backup vehicle out of the hauler. Dave Washington coming up onto some lap traffic, going to have to work his way around. Coming up onto the rear end of Gary Whitmer Jr. Actually not lap traffic as of yet, but if the number 98 can pass them, they will become lap traffic. Gary Whitmer trying very hard to stay in front of the number 98. Trying to stay on that lead lap. He's on the tail end of that lead lap right now. Dave Washington to the outside, David Casey to the outside, and Gary Whitmer Jr. on the verge of falling. One lap down, not quite yet. Side by side, number 5 and number 98. And there goes the number 98 very fast on that exit, coming up onto the number 20. Side by side, and underneath goes the number 98 around the number 20 of Dave Acacia. A little bit of contact there between Acacia and Washington. Dave Washington still has yet to go into pit row. 19-second lead off of the number 85 of Judd Danielson. About a 19-second gap. But I tell you what, that can be made up very easily in pit row. Just needs the other driver to have a penalty, to pass up that pit, have to put it in reverse, do a short stop, have to go forward. Anything can happen in pit row. Number 6 of Chris Ho making his way down pit row. Here on lap 51 of 125. 74 to go. No lead changes, no cautions, 0 laps. Dave Washington, the man to beat out here tonight. Dave Washington leading 52 laps. Very fast EcoBoost Ford. Number 98 tonight. I tell you what, this guy is fast. He is the real deal. Making it work out here tonight. With the pit stop rotation going on, driver's going to fall in and out of laps down. Jason Russo showing that first driver 1 lap down. Rusty Farrell in 6th position. Coming up onto the rear end of the number 78. Lee Staples, Edward Bray, 3rd and 4th. Side by side, 78, number 52. Here comes the number 25. 52 letting faster traffic by. David Washington has strengthened that lead out to 22 seconds tonight. One-mile track taking its toll on a few drivers. All drivers still in it. Ivan Garcia 2 laps down, making his way around. Staying low and out of trouble. You know, there's more to racing than just speed. I mean, you got to be fast. You want to get up there and win the race, but something is to be said about drivers just out here taking their time, taking it easy. Just wanting to be patient. Gary Whitmer Sr., number 52, making his way down pit row. Along with the number 11 of Dan LaFoe. David Washington has made his pit stop. That'll put Judd Danielson as our new race leader. With the pit stop made by Dave Washington, that'll move Judd to the front. Judd leading 1 lap. Lap 58 of 125, 67 laps to go. Judd Danielson making his way into pit row along with Ivan Garcia, the number 72. That'll put Donald Stewart out there on our front line as once again these pit stops continue their cycling. Donald Stewart in front, Rusty Farrell in 2nd position. Very close race between Donald and Rusty. Dave Washington into 3rd with a green flag pit stop at 3 seconds back. Now you hear me talking about tires. Right here, this is where the tire race is going to really come into factor. Because what will happen, you want to go really fast, you really want to go really fast, get into pit row, get on 4 fresh, good gears, get back out on that track and race a bunch of guys that are on old tires. You're going to smoke them every time. It's simple as that. Right here, Dave Washington, as I'm speaking, already up to 1.9 seconds. He is coming. He is knocking on the door of Rusty Farrell and Donald Stewart. There he is right there, ladies and gentlemen, in that baby blue. He's coming up hard on the rear end of Rusty. He's just about there. He has got him. That is all about new tires, folks. Number 98. New tires. And away he goes. Passing up on the high side. Coming around, Donald Stewart as well. That'll put David Washington back up into that lead. .62 of 125 laps. Tonight's race brought to you by GW Graphics. Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer Jr., currently sitting in 11th place, owner of GW Graphics. David Washington in first position. Number 85, Judd Danielson in fifth position. Judd Danielson 1 lap down due to the pitting process. So Judd really wanting to get around is number 98. David Washington thing, I'm going to have something else to say about that before too long. Drivers will have to make one more round of green flag pit stops out here at New Hampshire. Matt Quick in second position, 16.5 seconds back off of our race leader. Coming up onto the rear end of the number 52 of Gary Whitmer Sr. Gary Whitmer 2 laps down. Gary Whitmer Jr. 1 lap down. Raymond Rittenauer 1 lap down as well. With the cycling of the green flag pit stops, everybody's a lap down except for our race leader and Matthew Quick. So don't fret. Those numbers will cycle out as these drivers do come around. Number 31 into the wall, just a hair. They're on lap 66. David Washington leading 62 laps out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with you. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, to our trip to New Hampshire tonight. Dave Washington making short work of this shorter track. 1 mile track out here, leading 71 laps of 75, 50 to go. Dave Washington definitely knowing his way around. Matthew Quick 25 seconds back. And the number 89 in the Squatty Potty. 26 lead getting put on more and more and more. Dave Washington just traveling around this track. Matthew Quick doing his best to get caught up too. The number 98. Another round of green flag pit stops will be necessary for these guys to complete tonight's race. Third place belongs to Judd Danielson, 1 lap down. So as I said, Dave Washington and Matthew Quick, the only drivers on that lead lap. Green flag racing out here tonight, and I tell you what, there are a lot of drivers out here tonight that right now would really love to see that caution come out. I mean, everybody pretty much from third place back is really hoping for a caution. Dave Washington wanting no part of no caution out here tonight. Edward Bray in 4th place position, along with his good friend Lee Staples representing Black Talon Racing. Positions 4th and 5th for Edward and Lee. Edward's last lap was a 29.906. Lee Staples with a 29.8221. Lee Staples a little bit faster than Edward Bray on that last lap. Donald Stewart with Jason Russo hot on his heels. Donald Stewart 1 lap down, Jason Russo 2 down. Donald Stewart in the number 78 tonight. Started 9th, currently in 6th position, still moving his way forward throughout tonight's race, lap by lap by lap. Rusty Farrell started 10th, currently 7th, same position therefore. Rusty Farrell as he makes his way around this 1 mile oval. David Casey representing Kickin' Asphalt. Number 20 in 8th position. Up 4 positions from his starting position of 12. Gary Jr. 9th from 11th. Good job, Gary Jr. Up 2 spots. Behind the leader, 1 lap for Gary Whitmer Jr. Dan LaFoe 2 laps down, position 10. Number 6 of Chris Hogue, 2 laps down, position 11th. Started 18th, 7 spots forward for Chris Hogue. He's got to be one of our biggest movers tonight. Good job to Chris Hogue. Chris Hogue racing underneath the number 52 of Gary Whitmer Sr. Gary Whitmer Sr. losing the run to the number 6 of Chris Hogue. Edward Bray coming in hot and heavy. Edward Bray underneath the number 52. As is the number 64 of Lee Staples. Lee Staples, Edward Bray in 4th and 5th. Gary Whitmer Sr. Position 13, 3 laps down. Ivan Garcia is still out there making his way around this 1 mile track. New Hampshire. Fun track, I tell you what. You know David Washington's going to be having some fun up there. Right now, David Washington actually the only driver on the lead lap. Judd Danielson down 1 lap to David Washington. Just absolutely amazing performance out here tonight by David Washington. Lap 86 of 125. 39 to go. Joel Guy, the number 91, 6 laps down, still out here trucking right along. Raymond Rittenauer possibly hanging it up in pit road. Edward Bray behind the leader by 42 seconds. Those drivers beginning now to get back onto that lead lap. 7 drivers, 8 drivers. Gary Whitmer Jr. still 1 lap down. Edward Bray, Lee Staples making their way down pit road for a green flag pit stop here on lap 87 of 125. Green flag pit stops for Edward Bray and Lee Staples. For New Goodyear, full tank of fuel. Lee a little bit slower on that pit stop. Dan LaFoe, Edward Bray out. Lee Staples coming, but a little slower on the withdrawal. Edward and Dan back up on track as the number 25, Rusty Farrell. Fly by. Now you got to remember what I said about those tires, folks. This is where those tires are going to really come into play. Right now, we have got the 66 and the number 11. They're going to be very, very quick. Very, very fast. Those cars are going to stick. They're going to come up and they're going to start blowing drivers off this field. Right now showing 1 lap down, coming up onto the number 25 of Rusty Farrell, who sits into 4th position. Lap 90 of 125. Edward around the number 25, around the number 52. Here comes Dan LaFoe. Those tires doing their job. David Washington leading 87 laps out here tonight. Jason Russo still very strong into position 7. Now Jason said he did not like the way the car felt out here tonight. Right now in position 7 of 18 slots taken tonight. Jason actually looking pretty well out here. We've still got 17 drivers running out here tonight, so that's definitely a top 10 for Jason Russo. Matt Quick, first driver, 1 lap down, working his way around the number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. David Casey in 5th position, 26 seconds back off of Dave Washington. Rusty Farrell in 4th. Donald Stewart in 3rd. Judd Danielson holding consistently 2nd place position tonight at 12 back. The Judd's been running a very nice race tonight, staying out of trouble. Not quite able to stay onto the heels of Dave Washington, though. Looking like some right side damage up there on the front. Car's sounding a little rough, to be honest with you. Taking a little bit of a beating out here tonight. Dan LaFoe, Donald Stewart having some side-by-side action. You're on lap 95 of 125. Rusty Farrell racing side-by-side with the number 6 of Chris Hogue. Rusty Farrell in 4th position. Chris Hogue 2 laps down, but racing it like he stole it. Chris Hogue enjoying his time out here tonight. Gary Whitmer Sr. making his way into pit row here on lap 97 of 125. Taking a ride with Gary Whitmer down pit road, taking those right sides. Should be taking left sides and a full tank of fuel. Number 87, Raymond Rittenauer, out of tonight's race. Parked in pit row. Gary Whitmer working his way out of pit row. Ivan Garcia sitting in to 13th position tonight. Taking his time, but still doing a good job. Only 3 drivers up on that lead lap. Dave Washington, Donald Stewart, and Rusty Farrell. Dave Washington, complete domination out here tonight. Leading 95 of 99 laps. Amazing job by Dave Washington. Jed Daniels has been doing a pretty good job of trying to keep up with him. Donald Stewart right now sitting in second at 26 seconds back. Rusty Farrell at 27 back, and those are your lead lap drivers as we begin to cycle. Green flag pit stops one more time. Dan and Jason having a nice battle. Dan LaFoe 2 laps down. Jason Russo 1 lap down. Jason Russo in 7th position. Edward Bray has dropped to 9th position. Gary Whitmer Jr. 10th position, 2 laps down. Matthew Quick and Squatty Potty. 5th position for Matthew Quick with 22 to go. Dave Washington coming up onto the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Donald Stewart is in 2nd position. Donald Stewart trying to keep away from Dave Washington. Dave Washington passes Donald. But he's going to put Donald a lap down. And he'll be the only driver on the lead lap. Donald fighting hard on that outside. Does not want to go 1 lap down. And down goes Donald Stewart, 1 lap down. Right now, Dave Washington is the only driver on that lead lap. Donald Stewart, Rusty Farrell, 2nd and 3rd position, 1 lap down. I'll tell you what, this cat knows what he is doing, folks. I have never seen a runaway like this. We are caution free out here tonight in our Monday Night Mania series, brought to you by GW Graphics, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Join us tomorrow night as we'll do it again in the Chevy Silverados and the Toyota Tundras. Going to be interesting to see tomorrow night what drivers bring home from tonight's race. Rusty Farrell, Donald Stewart racing for 2nd position, but both drivers are 1 lap down. Dave Washington, Donald Stewart, Rusty Farrell, Matt Quick, David Casey, our top 5. Judd Danielson, Lee Staples, Everett Bray, Jason Lusso, Gary Whitmer Jr. rounding out our top 10. Paul Pellizier in the number 31 still running, 13 laps down. But he is still making his way around this 1 mile shorter track. Intermediate is what we call them, intermediate tracks. Next week we're going to be racing at Watkins Glen. A little left turn and a right turn combo at the Glen. That will be on Monday and Tuesday next week. 35 laps at Watkins Glen. Doesn't sound like a lot. But I tell you what, we got about a 2.5 minute run around. Contact 78.25. I do believe that's about as little a contact as we've seen all evening. Chris Hogan making his way around the number 25 of Rusty Farrell. Might have been just enough contact to slow Rusty down a little bit. Matthew Quick coming up onto the rear end of Rusty Farrell. Rusty and Matt racing for 3rd position. Close quarters between the 78 and the number 6. Lap 113 of 125 here at New Hampshire. 78 of Donald Stewart, 1 lap down, 2nd position. Rusty Farrell in the number 25 in 3rd. So right now, Rusty in the number 25 and the number 78 and the number 4th place position of Matthew Quick. That's where your real racing is at right now. We got the number 78, 25, and the number 89 racing for 2nd position, but all 3 drivers are a lap down. Matthew Quick side by side with Rusty Farrell. Matthew Quick really trying to put the pedal to the metal tonight late in the race. Lap 115 up 125. 10 to go. He's got about 5 minutes to get this job done out here tonight. We are caution free tonight. Only 3 lead changes out here tonight. Coming up onto the lap traffic. Jason Russo. Jason Russo 2 down. Allows passage for the 78 and the number 89. Doing the number 89. Bit of a run side by side between Matthew and Donald. Jason Russo taking that inside lane right back. And here comes Donald with nice crossover move. What a crossover there being done by Donald Stewart. There, it is time to get the job done, boys. 9 to go. Lap 116 of 125. Who wants it more for second position, Matthew Quick or Donald Stewart? I don't think they're going to get David Washington tonight. I just do not believe that is going to be possible. Rusty Farrell still putting on a good show out here tonight, trying to get around the number 6 of Chris Hogue, along with the number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. Gary Whitmer Jr. is in 10th position. Tenth position and 2 laps down for Gary Whitmer Jr. Jason Russo 2 laps down. Edward Braid 2 laps down. Lee Staples 2 laps down. Judd Danielson had a great run out here tonight. 1 lap down though in 6th position. Dave Acacia 1 lap down as well for 5th. Rusty Farrell side by side with Jason Russo. Rusty Farrell in 4th place position. Rusty Farrell onto the outside of the Pro Automotive. Drivers working their way around Ivan. Ivan dropping down to the apron. Lap 120 up, 125, 5 to go. Dave Washington leading 116 laps. Matthew Quick 1 lap down. Matthew Quick very strong in 2nd position. Donald Stewart looking very good in 3rd. Rusty Farrell in 4th. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They are definitely spread out. Pretty much equal distance between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, in fact. .122 of 125, 3 to go. Stewart and Hovis Construction. Big shout out there to Donald Stewart. Running a great race out here tonight. Gary Whitmer Jr. representing the N29 Natalie Decker Toyota. Jason Russo in the number 14 Napa. Over the top paints and designs. Number 6 of Chris Hogue sneaking up into the picture. Last lap, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to end caution free. What a night out here tonight for Dave Washington. 1 to go. 3 lead changes. No cautions, 0 laps. We are caution free tonight in our Monday Night Mania series. Lap 125 of 125. Just got to get around one more corner. And David Washington will win race 5 in our Monday Night Mania Tuesday Night Truck Combined Series. Good job there, too, David Washington. What a night, ladies and gentlemen, for David Washington. And I tell you what, he is definitely, just absolutely, without a doubt, completely got to be worn out. Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, hang out for our post-race interviews. We're going to start her off here with the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Put on a hell of a darn show tonight out here representing Stewart and Hovis Construction, but just couldn't quite get the job done. How about it, Donald? You got a copy?
Hey, Scott. How you doing, buddy?
I had a lot of fun out there. You and Matt Quick, I tell you what, that has got to be the hottest battle that we had out there on that track tonight. Talk to me about some of that hot action between you and Matthew Quick.
I believe that was Rusty Farrell.
Right, yeah, right, absolutely right, Rusty Farrell.
Yeah, man, I mean, I'm not a very good short track racer anyways, but for me to be up here in third, I am really surprised. Caution free tonight at New Hampshire. Way to go, guys. I was wore out. I mean, I have no tires left. I was just slap wore out. I'm tired.
Well, it's got to be pretty hard out there to hold it steady out there for 125 laps. Now, next week, it's going to be a little bit different. Instead of going left, we're going to be going right, sitting out to Watkins Glen. What are your thoughts on that next week?
Oh, that'd be a fun race. You just got to race the track and don't race the competition and try to keep it on the track.
All righty, and one more thing. I recently hear you won a very important race. Tell us real quick about that.
Yeah, Loose Lug Nuts racing there. They hosted an event, a charity event, and it was for multiple charities. And I won. I come in first, and Wally Tierheimer come in second, and Justin Michael come in third. And it was a good race, and it was for a good charity. I won $30, and I give it to Pat.
All right, awesome and very generous for you. A good finish tonight in third place. Good job, Don.
Thank you, sir, and congratulations, David.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Donald Stewart. Next on the list we're going to talk to is Matthew Quick. How about it, Matthew Quick? You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, talk to me about your race tonight.
Well, this is probably one of my worst tracks next to Pocono. And I was pleasantly surprised that I was up front the entire time. And then, I mean, I'm decent for this league. Then there's another person called David Washington, who's probably a pro, and he lapped everybody.
All right, but I tell you what, you had some good racing out there. Real quick, tell me about the Squatty Potty.
Squatty Potty. Ironically, we're number 1 and number 2 finishes across the track here. They've been with me the entire time, and it's a great thing.
All righty, good job, Matthew Quick, coming in second position tonight.
Thanks.
How about it, David? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I tell you what, the fans are waiting to hear from you, brother. You led out here upwards of 121 laps. The only laps you did not lead was when the pit cycle was beginning to happen. Wow, you did it again. You come in here out of nowhere and you just completely dominate. Talk to me about your night.
Well, favorite track, probably the #1 favorite track on iRacing. So it suits me. Probably, I don't know, 15, 20,000 laps here, some crazy number. But yeah, it doesn't matter what car. It's usually I'm pretty good. Not usually good on the qualifying part, but for some reason tonight I got the hang of it, and it was a pretty good car.
Now, I gotta ask, are you a pro out there?
Am I a pro?
Mm-hmm.
No, by no stretch. I'm just an old guy trying to have fun.
I'll tell you what, you got a lot of laps out there. But I tell you what, the biggest thing is you've got to turn a lot of laps and a lot of practice. How much time do you reckon a week you would put in on a track you know you're going to race soon?
Easily 15 hours.
15 hours, that's a lot of laps. All right, anybody you want to give a big shout out there to? I see you're driving the Ford EcoBoost, looking good.
Yep, give it up to the Aegis guys. They're in a different league that they racing tonight, and I figured I saw you guys room up, and I'd come over here and race with you. I haven't been here in a little while, do the real racing, but yeah, just all you guys for putting this on each and every time I come. It's fun, and you for broadcasting it.
All right, well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, here is your race winner, David Washington leading 121 of 125. Congratulations, David Washington.
Thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to flash up those race results. We're going to work on getting out of here. David Washington, domination. Check us out tomorrow night.